All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone has had a wonderful start to February as best as possible. I know it's still winter and it's been lovely, so I'm sure the kids are very squirrely. I'm Sarah Brown. I am the Senior Coordinator of Educator Recognition here at the department. I've been in this role about almost 4 years. We are here to do an overview of the Tennessee of the Principal and Supervisor of the Year program. We'll get moving, maybe. Okay. We have a new slide if you've been on meetings with us before. This one is a disclaimer for generative AI tools. The state of Tennessee does not currently permit the use of generative AI tools such as Otter in meetings hosted on state resources. Meetings with contractors, vendors, and subrecipients are not public meetings and may involve discussion of protected state data. Generative AI tools are not adequately regulated and are designed to train on data that is collected and may misrepresent data or release protected data to the general public. While the state supports your desire to maintain documentation of the meetings and what you learn, please respect our decision to safeguard information and do not attempt to use such tools as these. If you choose to use a tool such as this, the state will block that tool from the meeting. So no bots. No bots, please. All right, now for the real stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go over the benefits of participation in this program and then go over the overview of the selection process, and then I'll open it up for questions at the end. The Tennessee Principal of the Year program recognizes and honors outstanding school leaders across Tennessee. We applaud principals who demonstrate superior abilities in managing and motivating students and faculties, evoking high standards, demonstrating a commitment to excellence, implementing innovative programs, and having a track record of exceptional gains in student learning. The Tennessee Supervisor of the Year program recognizes and honors outstanding district leaders across Tennessee. We applaud supervisors across all disciplines who demonstrate superior abilities in managing and motivating students and staff, evoking high standards, demonstrating a commitment to excellence, implementing innovative programs, and having a track record of exceptional gains in student learning. This webinar will provide an overview of the Tennessee Principal and Supervisor of the Year selection process and benefits of participation. Our learning objectives for this webinar. Following completion of this training, learners will be able to identify the benefits of participating in the Tennessee Principal and Supervisor of the Year programs, and understand the phases of selection for Tennessee Principal and Supervisor of the Year programs. Just a couple of norms. Please remain on mute throughout the session until asked to unmute and share. If you have any questions or comments throughout the presentation, please put them in the chat. All right, with that, let's go straight to the chat. What's one thing you hope to gain from this session? So learning more about the process, in-depth understanding of the next steps, understanding of the process. Okay, next steps. Excellent. All right, that's what we will do. Some of the paperwork we need to complete. All right. Okay, so the benefits of participating. So by participating in the Tennessee Principal and Supervisor of the Year programs, leaders have the opportunity to be celebrated and honored for making exceptional gains with students, expand knowledge of education policy and participate in local, state, and national policy discussions, serve on state level committees and consult on department initiatives, act as a spokesperson and advocate for the education profession, and become inducted into an amazing network of statewide awardees and become connected to an impactful ongoing body of work that engages you as a professional learner long after an awardee's service year. Talking is difficult sometimes, folks. Let's see. Okay, so the overview of the selection process. The principals and supervisors of the year are selected competitively through 4 cycles. You begin at the district level. They submit then to the state level, where you then move to the Grand Division is next, region, and the district. To participate in the Tennessee Principal and Supervisor of the Year process, you are selected as your district representative. Each district selects their representatives through a unique process, and if you are interested in learning more about your local process, please contact your central office. District nominations were due on December 16th. Back to that chat. If you could answer in the chat true or false. You must be nominated at the district level to submit a state level application. True. The answer is true. You must be nominated at the district level to submit a state level application. All right. So the region level selection. After you've been nominated at the district level, you must complete the Part 1 application, which you should be working on now. It is due by March 24th to continue to the region level selection process. You can find the Part 1 application on each of the program's websites, as well as in the direct email that I sent you. The Part 1 application contains basic information about yourself and your role, 2 written response questions, 1 video response, and an optional opportunity to submit up to 5 pages of supporting documentation. After all the applications are submitted by March 24th, a regional scoring committee will identify 1 region level semifinalist in each of the 9 regions for a total of 27 regional semifinalists. Lost my spot. Nope, it's because it moved ahead real fast. Okay. All the region level applications will be notified of the application decision in April. I do not know a date yet. It is contingent upon kind of how fast things go, but it will be in April. If you are selected as, we've got another person coming in, as the region level semifinalist, I will provide Part 2 to you via email in April. Part 2 applications will be submitted then in June. Part 2 application contains 2 written response questions, a video response, a professional resume, 2 letters of recommendation, a professional biography, and a professional headshot, a completed signature page from your directors of school or your director of schools, and an opportunity to submit up to 5 pages of supporting documentation. And the entire Part 2 application will be scored again by a statewide committee, and they will identify 1 finalist in each region of the state for a total of 9 region level finalists. And all of those applications will be notified of their application in July. So then at that level, the 9 region level finalists will then complete an interview. The interview is held via Teams. During the interview, finalists will be asked several questions regarding their professional growth, leadership philosophy, and achievements. The statewide scoring committee will use both the application and interview components to identify one educator to represent each of the East, Middle, and West Grand Divisions, as well as one educator to represent the entire state as the Tennessee Principal of the Year and the Tennessee Supervisor of the Year. All right, back to that chat. True or false, the statewide scoring committee will identify one finalist in each region of the state for a total of 9 region level finalists. That is true. It's a statewide scoring committee will identify one finalist in each region of the state for a total of 9 region level finalists. With that, do we have any questions? You can put them in the chat. You can ask them out loud. Practice my wait time. No. Okay. So some resources for you. The Principal of the Year website and the Supervisor of the Year website will have resources. So you, so the that is a very good question, and that's something that we really need to look at in the actual application. The idea is to keep it as minimal as possible as they're reading through, but you will, of course, be identifying yourself in the video. So the question is just to be sure you can't identify yourself in the 2 questions, but you can in the video. We need to update that, but you will be able to you will, of course, include yourself in your video. I would just keep it to a minimum in the questions because it's trying to keep it as unbiased as possible, if that makes sense. And yes, the 5 pages of documentation. So you can include up to 5 pages of documentation. I, in my Teachers of the Year ones, I always say, it's a legitimate 5 pages. It's not like high school chemistry cheat sheet 5 pages where you like shrink it all in and try to get as much as possible on there. Anything you put on the 5 pages does need to be actually like legible, readable, at a regular size. They don't need to have to zoom in to see it. Yes, you can put your school and yourself in there. Okay. So additional resources, the Principal of the Year guidebook, I'm going to put that in the chat because that is something that we have just gotten approved for this year. So I haven't been able to get it up on the website yet, but here's the links to it. So for that, it's just for part 1. Yes, I will share this PowerPoint. I also will be able, I will follow up with a PowerPoint as soon as I get the YouTube video of this. It takes a couple of days, but I will follow up with both the video of the PowerPoint or the video of the webinar and then the PowerPoint as well. And there are the guidebooks updated for this year. And then I do hold office hours on Mondays for 3:30 to 4:30 Central Time, trying as best as I can to get it after everyone's school day. It is a very informal time. It's if you need to hop in, ask a question, and then go, that's completely fine. I'm not here presenting anything. It's just an opportunity to speak with me. If you have any questions, I will not hold office hours on the 17th. It is a federal holiday, but I'm actually also going to be out of town, so at a conference. So just be prepared that one we will not hold one. The webinar for part one to go over more specifics about the application will be next Wednesday on February 12th from 3:30 to 4:30. It's 20-30 minutes too. We don't usually take a whole hour. All right. There's no other questions. We're going to go back to that chat. What is your next step to prepare for the Tennessee Principal and Supervisor of the Year process? Review the guidebook and participate in next week's webinar. Read the guidebook. And questions, video. Guidebook. Go over the PowerPoint. All right. Are there any other questions for me before we send you off to the next stage? All right. If you do have any questions before next Monday, my email is sarah.brown@tn.gov. That is Sarah with an H. Aside from that, it's the most generic name in the world, sarah.brown@tn.gov. Please feel free to email me. I'm really fast emailing back if you're into any questions. And then next week, we will go through more specific details about and strategies for approaching the application. All right, I'm going to stop the recording. Maybe.